Hey you, so on this video is a monster box, 500 ounces of silver. All you need, is it too much or do you reckon too little? So before I get into this, I'd like to say if you like what you see / hear and you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe, and also let me know your thoughts and opinions on whether you reckon 500 ounces of silver, i.e. technically a monster box, or master box, and no matter where you are, all you need for silver. So this is just mainly coming about throwing out some options as to where everybody's mind state is on what they think is too much silver or not enough silver. So this is technically, I've got the monster box of the Queen's Beast line here, so it's technically not 500 ounces. I think it's shy. So this is 200 coins by 2 ounce, 400 ounces. So, just imagine another, these are 1 ounce coins, the only one I had at arm's reach at the moment. But this is what it looks like. We all know the weight and the so-and-so of each monster box. This could be no different than a American Eagle set monster box up in the green casing. And so this is what it looks like. So is this enough? Would you say this is enough silver to get you by? So just going off of that for myself, as we tuck into these, long time no see on these, I would say for myself, no. And that's purely because of where I am when it comes to this stuff here. I mean, even looking at coins like these that I own, it's when you get into when you dive deeper down the hole when it comes to stacking. I initially got into this as a weight stacker. I've been asked recently as to, how long I've been doing collector coins, and, do I prefer them over the foundation? I always mention that it's going to be my Gov Minted that I put first. But I initially just got into this just to put my funds into silver. Wasn't so heavily gold. I owned gold before I owned silver, but saw the potentials in silver. And the more I was looking into it, the more I delved in. I went down the collector rabbit hole, and we are where we are now, where I have monster boxes or stuff like these. This is something I never thought I'd once upon a time own. It's only that this has gone on to be a very popular series, that it's a coin collectional set that I now have to take somewhat care of. I know people really get a little when they hear them clinging and clanging together, but for me this was picked up with the intentions of being just another foundation set, but we all know it's not that. But when I look at stuff like this, I think I technically don't class this as my foundation. I now see it as a means to step my foundation up. And I wouldn't be satisfied if this was all I had. I would most definitely want a lot more. And so I would say I don't believe it's enough, but I could understand why somebody would say 500 ounces of monster box would be enough. Reasons I would put out there as to why I would think you couldn't lose, you could only gain in the long run collecting more right now, would number one be price point when we're looking at silver, and that's collecting or stacking right here, right now, current time of releasing this video. The price point's going to play a massive role. I've mentioned many times in the past, I'm not a big gold to silver ratio pickup kind of guy. I pick up, or even though I advocated on my last video, a dollar cost, pound cost averaging type of guy, whereas I allocate a set amount each month. For me, I've always liked to watch the market. It can be somewhat of more of a riskier play, but it all depends on how you look at and what the market's looking like. Is it a bull market? Is it a bear market? I like to look at it and think, well, within my own comfort levels. I don't want to call it, I'm not big on the mystics, but, I put in and go heavier when I've got the funds available, and I just no different than jumping in at a skip and rope kind of time and then jump in from there. I think the prices right now are fantastic if you're buying. If you go with the gold to silver ratio, it's working in silver's favor. So I don't see why you would stop at 500 ounces if that was your ultimate goal. We all have different goals. Some people maybe 510, but when you look at them as the box, in the American Silver Eagles, you've got the big green box. Goals for many people is to fill up the big green box, get all the tubes that come within the box and fill them up. Same come with the Canadian Maples, I believe. They come in their box, don't know what they look like. And then you have the Britannias, the infamous Britannias that come in the black box I'm showing here. A lot of people were upset when these Queen's Beast came out and they didn't create new tubes or even boxes for them, but nonetheless they all fit the same and everything's perfect, you know, from the tubes to the boxes. But the boxes also give some type of a ceiling to reach, you know. It's a goal to achieve when you can fill up one of these boxes with the tubes in them. So this is why it's the topic of this video and the goal to reach currently, and that's going to be 500. But as I was mentioning, having silver so cheap, I don't see why you would stop. If we was at a price point, for instance, we've seen the previous highs. Let's, for talk's sake, say it was $50, £50. If we was somewhere there, well, then I could see, you know, somebody pulling back and saying, well, I think I've got enough now. I think if prices stay from where they are, anywhere from the $20 an ounce, you know, give or take, let's just give the same number, £20 sterling an ounce. It's no reason for anybody to stop. Each and everybody's different, but for me, that would be my own personal mind state. Of course, I have a lot. I'm not going to stop. I have stopped purchasing more collector in terms of silver. But when it comes to foundation and the stuff like that, answering my own question here, I don't think it's enough. One of the reasons why is that it's still a fantastic buy. You have a lot of people out there that believe silver is going to be the barter's metal. So, you know, they're adamant we're going to have a barter type of situation. Current climate right now with the whole Iran, America thing going on. My views on that, I personally, once upon a time, it's interesting really, I would have been at the edge of my seat looking at what was going on there. Anything is possible, but I damn nearly didn't even acknowledge what was going on. Of course, we all saw what was going on. I don't want to put no energy into the thoughts of any type of world war. I want peace. You know, I've always wanted that. I don't want to put no type of stock in towards that. I just want to move forward as a human race and have positive outlook. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's in the mind or what's going on in the background of the mindset of the American president. Only he knows that. Only they know their intentions and their motives. But I just want the most positive outcome. Do I believe it was time for metals to go ballistic? We've seen what we've seen, but once again, it didn't reach the numbers that I was just referring to. So I still think we're in a great place in time. So, you know, at no point would I say stop stacking now. 500 ounces is reached. But, you know, you get a barter situation. A lot of people say they want the silver as it'll be more affordable. I, regarding that as well, don't believe that would be the case. You know, I do think at any given time you're going to find a barter situation, but I don't think it will be as medieval as many think, like you've got an ounce of gold or even 1 gram of gold is going to cost too much for a loaf of bread, so you're going to need this stuff here and the generic stuff and the fractional stuff. That's taking it too far back. I mean, I think I would like to believe we're as advanced as a civilization as we are now, that something would be put in place. You're of course going to have your farmers market and the likes of, but who knows? You can only look at current situations in the world today, i.e. Venezuela, wherever it may be, where they put a barter system up and how that's worked and what they accepted at the time. I don't believe it was just gold and silver or you're stuffed. So, you know, with that mindset also, I don't believe that would be a reason as to why I would stack more. For me personally, it wouldn't be my own personal goal. This is why I put the question out there. Is it enough for you? Do you believe a monster box, that aim, that goal is a ceiling point for yourself? Would you be happy with that? For me, I would always want to go more, higher. I am very happy of where my position is, but I'm not at a state yet where I would totally write silver off. I can look at it and still see promise in collecting it now at the current price. I see a lot of potential still. I see more collector coins coming out, for instance, where there could be opportunities like looking at what we're looking at right here. Once again, these were picked up without intentions of knowing what they was going to be yet. I have a load of coins now where I could easily sell them at double what I purchased them for, and that I do intend to do that at some point. Who knows what I'll do. So there are still opportunities when we're looking at the metal here, but when we're looking at the gold silver ratio, it still works in Silver's favor. If you're a heavy barter type of person or believe in barter, then you're definitely going to want more the merrier. You know, what are you going to be purchasing should that time come where no fiat is accepted and you're going to need something tangible or solid or physical, and that everybody knows. I don't believe everybody does know that. That's the thing. We're at a point that where I think cryptos could play some type of a role when that time comes, but once again, who knows? But for me, 500 isn't my ceiling. I think it's a fantastic goal. I think it's fantastic to look at, as you can see. Got it all here. But I think you could go more, you know. Many times I've done videos in the past and I've said it was my ultimate goal at one point. But when you're able to secure it straight away in one hit, it's like, what do you do now? And it's hard to sit on the sidelines and see the opportunities that arise. And then even some spikes and you think, ooh, maybe I could take advantage of that and maybe sell and pick it back up on the low. So I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on whether you think a monster box is more than enough silver, or you think you should go higher. And if so, what would you want a monster box in? Would you want it in something like this state here? You know, who wants to be trading a silver 2-ounce line in for a loaf of bread and some toilet roll and toothpaste? Or would you be more than happy with it in American Silver Eagles? And what would you do from there? As I've mentioned in the past, I don't think I'll ever stop collecting. If price is absolutely tanked right now, we went down to, for instance, $12, $13, £9, £8. These are lows, I believe, and I would love a massive dip down before we get the big breakout. And this is a situation I'm waiting for, where I'll be picking up aggressively as when I first started my channel. Even with the collector coins that you've seen in the past, I've had 10 kg coins, 5 kg coins, you know, 1 ounces, 1 kgs. I had the whole game, you know, I had everything. It would be a scenario like that would get me aggressively picking back up in silver. But if anything, we'll see this year. You know, as mentioned in my previous video, last year I did pick up 150 ounces or so. So I'm aiming to get around the same now if we get a decent dip, or if something comes up and I can get a spot price deal. But other than that, I'm most definitely still looking to add to the stack, but I want to see opportunities. But I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. You know, if you've just started, is your main target 500 ounces of American Silver Eagles, 500 ounces of Britannias, 500 ounces of anything? You know, is 500 a monster box, a master box, technically your ultimate end goal? Or do you want something more fancy collector coin wise? I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, guys. So I'm going to wrap this one up. But once again, if you haven't done so already and you like what you hear, please do go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.